CSL Logic here with the Collegiate Star League's Season 7 champions, Western Ontario. What's up, guys? How do you feel? So they just took the series 4-2 in a very back and forth. Made our hearts pound over there at the casting desk a little bit more than it probably should have, but you guys were able to outmatch a very talented Toronto team, just kind of one by one. Go through your matches, your emotions. How did you feel? All of you had to play, so everyone had a contribution to this win as well. So, start with.
So me and Josh over here had this undefeated strategy. Like on ladder, it was 100% win rate on that specific map, and we played the #1 team, 2v2 team in North America, and we beat them twice with it. So we were fairly confident going into the match, right? But then the 2v2 team from Toronto recently told us that they saw our build and directly tried to counter it, and it almost paid off. I think they had the game, but they screwed up by moving out of their base basically and losing all their immortals. But then we ended up pulling it out in the end because I kept all my stalkers, and Josh sent me minerals to make more stalkers, and it was a really, really back and forth game. I didn't know who was going to win it until the last second.
It was an entertaining game out of all of them. So, of course, as last to say, P&Z wins. So we learned our lesson. We're not going to say anything about it next year at all. So. Appreciate it. All right, now kind of coming over to the 1v1 guys, kind of talk about your match a little bit and kind of the emotions and how it felt as well.
Yeah, so you said everybody contributed a little bit to the win. I think I contributed a bit of loss, not win, but
by allowing everybody to play.
Right, that's true. I gave Raj a fair chance to play. It was my goodwill that let him play. So yeah, I felt some things. I had some feelings when I discovered that gold base. It's kind of sad having all those Zerglings and then losing them all. Yeah, it was just a tragedy, but it's okay because out of it came this beautiful game from Raj. So.
So playing against Hendralisk, I was really just going in, without any expectations. Obviously, he's a pro player, he's really good, and so, I thought that perhaps just by rushing speedlings or doing something early, I might stood a chance. Unfortunately, he scouted it and he held it, but it was still really great. It was a really great experience.
As far as my match goes, everything went according to plan. In fact, it went better than I planned. So, there was no problem at any point. I don't know what else to say about it.
Only you would make an army that has High Templar as the gateway units and nothing else. Maybe a token Zealot there because you like your Zealots. But I'm trying not to be redundant because Chris explained our game. It really felt like they had specifically designed a strategy to counter what we were doing, and it turns out they had done exactly that. Talking to them after the game, but I guess in 2v2 enough persistence, you can things can happen.
Well, my opponent was pretty darn scary. My original game plan once High Templar were out were just never attack, just so I don't walk into storms. But he had me really scared when he did his Stalker Colossi all in, basically, and took us third. And half my army was on his side of the map. So I was just, all right, counterattack and hope he runs away. Which he did that. So after 2 more base trades, I eventually came out ahead and had ghosts. And then I managed to get some EMPs on all of his Templar and clean up his army.
So I retired from Starcraft professionally about 1.5 years ago, and coming to this season of CSL, I wasn't expecting a lot from myself. I was playing a bit, and I have my previous experiences sort of competing at a professional level, but CSL to me was something that I enjoyed doing, but wasn't something that I thought I was really going to carry my team to. And it turns out I didn't need to, because these guys all did an awesome job, and it wasn't just me that got us here to the finals, it was all these guys. So it was really a great experience the last 4 years being a part of the Collegiate Star League, being a part of the team, and I'm really glad I won my match and that I didn't have to go into ace match against Hendralisk, because he's a very, very strong Zerg player who still plays professionally, and my ZVZ is pretty solid, but I certainly am not 100% confident against him. So big thanks to all my teammates for winning their games and not putting me through that.
I understand this may be your last event in StarCraft 2, is that correct?
As a competitor, perhaps. I don't think I'm ever going to return to playing Starcraft at the level that I previously did. So maybe, who knows what the future holds.
Now, I went through the transition of going from a student and Grandmaster Starcraft player committed to the game to being committed to life and career, and it was emotional for me. It was hard, and there was a lot of internal conflict, and I'm not going to ask you how you feel about it. What I'm going to ask is how you feel about the last 4 years, last 5 years. What do you think, how do you feel? How can you summarize the last 4 years?
Yeah, so I remember when I first heard about the Collegiate Star League and that Western had a Starcraft team, and I was coming into my first year at university, and it was really exciting for me because I was a Starcraft player, and Starcraft wasn't huge at that point, but it was something that I was really good at, and it was something that I wanted to involve myself in. And our first year, we didn't do that great, but we did okay. In my second year, I became the coordinator of the team, and my friend Josh here helped me a lot throughout the way. Our second year, we did a little bit better than last year, but not quite. Last year, we had an excellent run. We almost made it to the finals, but I lost the ace match to Suppy, UC Berkeley, who actually ended up winning $40,000 in the finals. So that was really devastating to me. But those best of one matches that are ace matches, there's so much pressure on you. That $40,000 or $39,000 game, because we ended up winning $1,000, that was huge to me. So this year, we decided that this was our chance to shine, and coming here to win the finals, it's such a great feeling. These guys are all such good friends of mine, and having spent the last 4 years, or some of them less than that if they're newer students. But Josh, Fraser, you were here. Raj was here. Such is new. He was actually from U of T. We poached him. Andy, were you here in first year? I don't think you were. No. But anyway, these guys have been with me throughout the whole way, and it's such an amazing experience. And thanks to CSL and for putting all this work in to run the league and to host all the teams, because it's honestly been such a blast for all of us, and it's great to be here.
I've got a few quick survey questions that go to all of you. First off, did you guys think you were going to win today?
It could have gone either way.
Yeah, we did get a good draw.
All right, next up, do you guys think, how many of you have been together in this group for the last 3 years, at least? Raise a hand. That's a lot of you. That's a lot of you guys. I can tell you guys just from the camaraderie. How many of you feel like through the CSL you've made lifetime friends? Yeah? Okay, that's probably the most important part. CHL, do you have any final questions?
My question for you guys, and I think it's the most important one, it's looking forward. Next year, who's going to be back out of this team? Who's going to be back? Who's graduating? Who's going to be gone? So for whoever's going to be back, raise your hands, I guess, just to see. Oh, man, we're losing some pieces. So my thing would be, do you think a repeat is possible next year, or at least a good playoff run? A good playoff run, at least, right? Okay. All right. So the future. So, again, congratulations to you guys. Very well played today. I'm sorry I predicted Toronto to win. I really didn't mean it, I promise. But that's going to do it for us here at MLG Anaheim, day number 2, Starcraft. The CSL Grand Final champions of Season 7 are Western Ontario. We are out.